Yes. And we're live on both.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Happy Wheel Wednesday. We'll give everybody a few minutes to start coming in, and if you have any questions, start throwing them in now, and Luis will try to field some of them. Sorry we're a few minutes late here. We had some camera stuff to set up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyhow, let's see. Housekeeping stuff that we have going on this week. On this Friday's piece of content, which we drop every Friday on our YouTube channel, KONIG WHEELS USA, make sure you go get subscribed because that would be the kind thing for you to do. But in the realm of what we're doing on Friday, it is a fit check. If you've seen our fit check series, basically what we do is we kind of tell you what fits the car in 3 or 4 different categories. So the first category we usually give you is kind of, let's see, what do we call it? Slight flex? No, that's not the first one.
No, the first one
First one is no, why can't I remember this?
Yeah, me either right now either.
No hassle.
No
First
hassle.
one's no hassle. It's basically, the category where you just want to, put your wheels on, use your stock tires, that kind of thing. Second one is going to be a slight flex. That's basically where we start to fill out the wheel well a little bit, but you can bolt it on, go, no modifications, nothing required for you to do other than have the correct hardware, put them on. The next category we use is all the wheel. This is where we basically tell you what will fill out the fenders completely. And while you have to be mindful of what the tire size is or what your suspension or how low you are, this is generally something that could be, if done correctly, bolted on and should just take up all the wheel well. It may require a little bit of rolling, a little massaging, but generally what everybody kind of shoots to have if they're looking for that ultra aggressive setup. And then we go into kind of this bonus category that we usually call yo-yo, right? Like you're on your own.
I like that
and
one.
then we kind of...
Who made that up?
I did.
You
stupid,
did?
right?
That's nice. No,
I was
it's
trying
nice.
to bounce
I
off
like
the
it.
Drake YOLO thing.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Yo-yo's nice.
Yo-yo. Anyhow.
Yeah.
So it's basically just we tell you, hey, like all this stuff doesn't fit the car, right? Anyhow, we're doing our on Friday. We're going to be dropping our fitment guide for the 8th Gen Civic, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So fit check. Make sure you get them. Kind of take a look, see what we got going on. Also, there's a bunch of fit checks on our website that you can go to and review, or you can go to our YouTube channel. That kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, this is a good time. Start throwing them in. Be happy to answer them. Do that whole where the babies things come from.
Shout out to Joel Morrison in the house.
Joel?
He wanted to say what's up.
Yeah, Joel, appreciate him so much.
Our boy Ralph says Hyperspecs look fire on the S3.
Yep.
I actually have the pictures. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, Raphael's pictures?
Yes,
Yeah.
Raphael's
Yeah,
pictures.
sick. Yeah, the car came out good. Hyperspecs are out. People are starting to get their sets, and I know that we have some part numbers that didn't arrive yet, but they're on their way. I've seen stuff coming all the time.
Most aggressive fitment for an Elantra N lowered? Question mark.
All right, so the no hassle fitment here, you're looking at about 18, 8.5. You kind of want to be in that 43, to high 30s offset range. You can go wider, but you're going to have to be careful with how low you are, what your suspension settings are. Have to do a little massage.
It says
so
with P4s. What is 19 inch? With P4s?
Yeah, I mean, as far as 19-inch goes, we're still looking at that same width factor, though, right? You're gonna have to decide like how low your car is. Do you want to massage, just kind of getting the stuff in there, willing to roll quarters or fenders or stuff like that, because that would kind of allow you to go a little wider. But generally, 8.5 and that, low 40, high 30 number is gonna be kind of what fills out that wheel well.
Oh, Pilot Sport 4s. That's what he's... Okay.
But I didn't know they have P4s. I know that they have, like I'm used to the Pilot Sport, the cups, the 2s.
Joel says, shout out, guys.
What up?
Was trying to sneak in. Green car is too obvious, and the Stellar Hypergram's hard to miss. Thanks for everything.
No, it's all good, man. All good.
Jerry over here, just here to support. Love what y'all do.
Man, appreciate that so much. Means a lot, really.
Frank over here says, love the wheels.
Appreciate
Best
that.
fit for some wide tires on a 2009 Honda Accord sedan. I had Konigs on my custom 97 Monte Carlo. Best wheels I've ever had.
Yeah, look, I mean, when we say the best fit for there's a lot of subjectivity there. I would say on that car for 2009, I think 8.5 or on a 35 is kind of where you're gonna want to stop. Now, if you feel like you want to flex and do some other things, you can, but you're gonna have to work a little bit at it. Thanks for being with us for so long, by the way.
I have a 98 EK, that's K-swap, nice, on Skunk 2 drag comp coilovers.
Okay.
I need a good solid rim for drag. Are the RPF ones good?
Yeah. You may be in the wrong audience, but it's not that.
I mean, yeah.
It's not that NK doesn't make a good wheel. You got to figure out what works for you. You know.
The homie with the lowered car said, yeah, my plan is heliograms 19 8.5 42 offset.
Yeah, that will be a good look.
Never mind. That's a different rim. He said, yeah, bro.
It happens. Hey, listen. Let's put it this way. You're hanging out with us, so we appreciate it. And on top of it, you know, like I'm sure you can tune into one of their lives. Right, you get where I'm going with this. Anyhow, if you want something for that car, let us know. We got you. If not, man, appreciate your support anyway.
He said, I know I messed up.
No, stop. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Do you know how to install turbos? Because I just got a Supra MK4 and it's stock right now, but I want to put turbos.
Yeah.
KONIG wheels is a very well built. KONIG wheels are very well built. They look good. I'm in the shop right now looking at some.
Oh, appreciate that. That was all one comment?
That was all. No, that was two separate ones.
Say,
I read it definitely.
All right, so
my bad.
So let's go back to the turbo thing. Yes, I know how to install turbos. I've done it many a time. When it comes down to that was the guy with the Mark IV, right?
Yeah.
When it comes down to the Mark IV, you're gonna have to make a decision. Do you want to go single? Or do you want to go double? I'm not your performance expert on the you know, kind of the A80 platform, but I will say that you know, there's definitely a strong debate where people move to a single because it really does uncomplicate the sequential system that they kind of have in play. I think that's probably the biggest question you have to really figure out. If you're going to stay with the twins, and I understand why you would, if you're going to stay with the twins, then I think, you know, you just got to have some patience, really take your time, making sure you get all that routing correct. But it's definitely a strong argument to go with a single.
Does KONIG make a good drag wheel?
I think so. I mean, I think that that's a very general question, and not that I don't. Let me put it this way. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Now, you're going to have some people that are going to be at a different level of drag racing. For example, if you're one of these people that's going to need a bead lock type, you know, front wheel to run a huge slick, then we obviously don't make that. So that would be the caveat, right? But if you're looking for something that you're just going to bolt on using a drag radial, using a slick that doesn't require a bead, you know, a bead lock situation, we do have neural bead seat wheels, so that will help a little bit. Then yes, we got you covered.
Hypergrams are better than the RPF1 in my opinion.
Appreciate it. I mean, again, I wasn't looking to set up a debate. I'm not trying to battle anybody, but we appreciate the support a lot. I just kicked the stand. That was me.
Sorry, man. We got to remove you from the live. That's Brian talking to the other.
No. We welcome people from all avenues. Welcome.
Shout out to Crash Out Crazy. He's the Netherlands guy with the 911 that went to the event. Yeah.
Man, I wish I had known about this dude before I went to Sweden the other year, because I would have loved to shoot over there and see what he's got.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got some cool stuff.
Oh, center caps. What's the dimensions of the center hole?
Yeah. So it depends on which wheel. It also depends on a few other things. I will say, if you're trying just to get, you know, a custom logo, measure the logo that's on there. If you're trying to do a custom center cap, I would caution you, because there's multiple things that you have to get with the center cap. There's the first bore diameter that's going to be in the front of the wheel there. Obviously, the cap has to sit in there. Second thing you have to have is the correct taper diameter, and then the last part is going to be you need to make sure that the cap has the same kind of attachment prong type or screw-on type or whatever you're replacing with, and you have to be able to have the correct locking depth, meaning that the tab, if you're using a push-in cap, that the tab actually will be long enough to secure into the back of that taper. So it's kind of hard. A lot of people think like, oh, let me just ask what size this is and I'm just going to be able to buy it, and it's not necessarily how it works. It's also very similar to the question when people say, hey, I have this brake kit, what's the inner barrel diameter? I just want to know if my brake's going to fit, and that's not a good question either. So, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
When are we getting hyperspecs in 19.8.5?
That's a good question. I feel like I've seen them. I think they're coming in around the 23rd or so. Mm-hmm. But if you want to DM us, we can look up the exact date.
Do you have hyperspecs for Civic Type R fitments?
Yeah, we do. The question is the question, are they in stock or do we make them? I believe toward the end of this month they're coming in, but they could be a little sooner. I think it's the end of the month. I'm almost positive. I think the date I remember is around August 26th. The reason I remember that is because I was actually thinking about snagging a set of the 18.5 35 offset for one of my cars, and I think they were listed right below that on the receiving report.
Floating center caps? Question mark.
I think they're cool. I don't know that that's kind of like our target market there, but I like them. I mean, I think it's hard because you get like BMW charges what, like $70-something a center cap for those things.
Sheesh.
Expensive, but they're cool.
Any new merch details you can leak?
So I think that's really, honestly, I think just we're dropping the ball with that. We've been talking about that internally about doing some new merch stuff. I don't know where we're at on it, but we have a couple new designs, a couple new things that we have ready. It's just a question of actually getting them built. So soon, hopefully soon. Sorry. That's our fault.
This is talking about the Civic. Make them. I can't find anywhere here in Toronto, Canada.
Make what?
I think it means the hyperspec.
Don't we?
In the for the Civic Type R. Yeah, you answered that question.
We make them.
I think he was like,
yeah, we make them.
In different moments, he was sending these.
I know that we did 18.9.5, and I believe we did them out of 40. And then we also did some new forged wheels. I think we did 18.9.5 out of 40, and then I think we did 18.10 around a 40 as well. So there's a couple different options there. So head to the website, check it out. But all the specs should be available on the website. So if you ever have a question like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought of making 3-piece wheels?
So we actually had made 3-piece wheels way back in the day.
Yeah.
We stopped in 2010. We made 3-piece wheels. I inherently don't like 3-piece wheels. Mm-hmm. It's more from a functional standpoint, not necessarily from can they be good or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with 3-piece wheels. They do require a very specific person, and generally what ends up happening is because you have those 3-piece components, you generally can add some weight to a wheel package. You create additional failure points just for the ability to have modularity. In addition to that, now you have a sealing component that sometimes needs to be redone or else the wheel starts to leak. So look, there's only one major advantage that 3-piece wheels offer. That is the modularity to be able to make a wheel have a bigger lip, or to clear a certain brake, or to do something that's extremely custom by creating an ungodly width wheel by adding let's say a larger rim half on the back. The issue that I have with a lot of that stuff is when you build wheels that are so custom like that, the idea that they can all be tested doesn't really happen, right? There's the idea that you could use FEA to kind of substantiate it, but you're not going to run physical tests on every single set because you have to overproduce every single set. You have to make 2 sets or whatever it is. So from us, it's not a functional, practical type of wheel that we would like to build. Maybe in the future I could see us doing some welded 2-piece stuff, but even at that, you know what I mean?
Free stickers?
Actually, if you want some
Yeah,
free
nice.
stickers, you can go to our website and you could get them right there. Use the code IHEARTKONIG, all
Nice.
one word, lowercase. That will give you two free decals.
Well,
Okay, but the shipping, I believe, is like 75 cents or whatever it comes out to be. That is something that's automatically charged. So, but this will give you two free decals. Yeah.
will you take submissions? I'm assuming, Brian, give me a little bit more details on what you mean by that, because it probably was from a previous conversation we are having.
Submissions.
Yeah. Will your Diverge model be in any other colors? I'd love a set in bronze.
No, but I would say with bronze wheels we have more than a few. So take a look. I mean, maybe an Ampliform will work for you. That's in bronze.
Yeah. Heliogram?
Same kind of split spoke thing. Maybe one's 5, one's 6. You know what I mean?
Would you ever consider a limited time white finish option for selected wheels?
So we have
For
a white
select wheels.
finish that's on the hexaform.
Yep.
I certainly would. Um, man, I don't know. It's very cyclical, that white. Up and down and up and down and up and down.
Shout out to Blue Bree. She's
Yeah, what's up?
asking,
Is it she?
what's today's episode?
Today's episode. Thank you for that plug. Today's episode. Today is a non-podcast or a podcast day?
Non-podcast.
This is a
So,
non-podcast day. So go check out the one we did last week if you didn't check it out.
Yep.
We're kind of going on an every other week
Yep.
podcast cycle. But there'll be some clips and some reels that kind of get dropped today for some previous podcasts. So if you haven't seen them all, I mean, we've been doing them. I mean, for 6, 7. I mean, long time now. So there's a lot of episodes that even if you want to go backward, and the first 10 episodes, what I remember is when we started the podcast. The funny thing about the first 10 episodes was they were all interviews. They were all guest appearances. I really
for
liked
real?
them. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I really liked them. I don't know if you were here for. No, you might have been. Yeah,
What do you
were here.
mean I was here?
I'm trying
Of
to
course I
remember.
was here. I
I'm
remember
trying
when
to
we first
remember.
started the podcast.
So we did it in a way where the first 10 were all guests, and I had a whole format that I thought was going to be super cool. It was like I started out with like a 10 question quick fire, like lightning quick fire thing to warm people up. Did an introduction, a little bit more staged questions, but I like them. So if you get bored, go watch the first podcast ever.
It's funny too, because I remember making the song for the podcast too, and it's your voice.
Yeah.
But I think it's a different song now.
Yeah, I don't think we use that.
Yeah, yeah. I love the MRK one. Just wish it came in black for 18-inch wheels.
Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't come in black and 18-inch wheels. The MRK1 XR, which is a much higher load rated wheel, but more like SUV, CUV type thing, that does come in black.
There you go.
So I don't know.
ETA on heliogram bronze, 19 8.5, 42 offset, 5 and 4.5.
Heliogram.
Bronze.
You'd have to. Honestly, I can't remember. We have like a 2,000 part numbers, so like I can't remember when each one's coming in. But I will say, just DM us.
Yep.
Nick will get back to you. He'll let you know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were saying merch submissions, like I guess designs and stuff.
I mean, look, if you got designs,
Yeah.
it's like if you got bars,
Yeah.
throw them in. Send them in. You never know. But we have a couple designs drawn. We just haven't made it yet.
Blue Breeze being silly. Does Koenig make wheels? I feel like y'all would be good at it.
Yeah, I think we'll be
yeah.
alright.
Love my Koenig oversteer. Sadly, the clear coat is peeling, but I'm going to get powder coated soon.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. I think it's a good opportunity, especially since everybody here, to do a little learning, right?
Yeah.
He said oversteer's clear coat is peeling. All right. My guess, just by that comment, is you're having an issue with all 4 wheels. Am I right? Because if you're having a problem with all 4 wheels, this is usually an amazing indication this has something to do with some sort of chemical corrosion.
Yes.
I'll tell you why. Wheels are finished in large runs, okay? If there's going to be a clear coat failure or something like that, it doesn't happen on one wheel. I mean, it doesn't happen on just one set. It happens on all of them, right? To some degree or another. If you have one wheel, look, it's always possible that something happened. Somebody had something on their hand when they grabbed the wheel wasn't completely dry yet. Maybe it wasn't prepped 100%. That's possible, But when you have all four, it's usually a really good indication of some sort of chemical corrosion. Now let's talk about chemical corrosion real quick. First thing is, it could be the cleaner that you're using on your wheel. We obviously recommend that you use a pH neutral car wash safe soap and clean the wheels often. It could be something that's getting sprayed on your car if you go through a car wash. It could be the fact that you're using an aggressive brush, and when you hit the edges of these wheels, you're constantly wearing down the clear coat on the edges of the spoke, and then that allows the environment to get underneath that clear coat. It could be as much as I don't clean my wheels frequently. That's said better. And what ends up happening is that brake dust that sits on those wheels, especially when it bakes in the sun, it turns acidic and actually will help to eat away at the clear coat as well. The reason I'm bringing this up isn't about passing judgment or trying to give you any sort of like, oh, it's your fault. But it may help you not repeat this same process again, and it might help some other people out there kind of know what's going on. Trust me, I have done the whole wheel thing for a long time. I know what happens. It stinks, but if you're having a problem with a singular wheel and you're within warranty, let us know. We'll be happy to help you out.
Love it. I got to get around to finishing the Jimmy Broadbent episode. Love that dude.
One.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Hi guys, are the hyperspecs available?
Yes.
Do you have plans to add finishes for next year? Perhaps another solid color.
So the wheel just is coming out right now. So I don't know if we have the 100% like add another color yet. But I will say that a lot of part numbers are out and starting to ship, and then there's going to be some part numbers that are landing throughout the rest of this month.
I have a minor curb damage on my polished wheel, the Hypergram.
Yeah.
What should I do to fix it?
Honestly, there's not, depending on what it is, I mean, there's not much that you can do yourself unless you're super, super, super handy.
Right.
You know, wheel refurbishers are out there. If it's just a cosmetic thing, sometimes they can actually, machine the wheel down a little bit or smooth it out and then re-clear coat that part. There's not like a quick fix for curb rash, unfortunately. There are, if it's a machine, because you said it's a machine lip wheel, right?
Yeah.
Which is always the toughest thing because you're gonna see it. It's very difficult. But like, if you curb a painted wheel, sometimes if it's not super bad, doesn't do anything structurally to the wheel, you could sometimes like kind of get a little bit of body fill in there, sand it down real well, recoat the wheel. But really, it is tough, and that stinks. And the money you'll probably spend, it might be easier just to get a replacement wheel. But if you need any help or anything with that, holler at us.
100%.
Yeah.
That's it for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you have any last questions, throw them in. If not, we'll get going. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget, this Friday, we drop on our YouTube channel, like we do every Friday, we drop a piece of content. This piece of content that we're dropping on Friday is another What Fits or Fit Check episode for the 8th Gen Civic. So if you want to know anything about what fits an 8th Gen Civic, you can check it out. If you'd like to see some of the other ones that we've done, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and hit that Fit Check playlist, or you can go to our website. You can also hit the drop down on content from there, and you can see some of that stuff over there as well. Any last questions before I'm good?
Last thing we got was keep making dope wheels.
Appreciate it. I don't know why that was delayed. And keep coming back to hang out. We appreciate you. So take care of yourself. We will catch you next week, 2 p.m. Eastern, when we do this whole Wheel Wednesday thing.
Nice. Peace. There was one. Oh, we're just still.